Yo, what is going on, everyone? This is Satisfactory. On today's episode, Satisfactory. This is my construction at the moment. Yo, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. We are adding more trucks, starting with our new coal generators, adding a new highway. We're gonna get our steel production going. Start today's episode out here at our oil gathering facility. Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Another episode of Satisfactory. You're like a floating power base. Yo, what's going on, guys? And welcome to my 100-hour recap and factory tour. I didn't really know. I just thought I'd do this one here. As you guys can see, I am creeping up on 100 hours. I've 96 hours and 26 minutes currently. So I thought I would do this kind of thing here. I just kind of wanted to do one as well, but previously, and we're just finally getting to it now. I feel like it's a good point. We just finished a lot of stuff. Our factory is getting quite large now. I think it's coming along pretty well compared to what it started at, as you guys probably seen at the start of this video with the little recap part and all that sort of stuff. We pretty much started here with a little base just kind of in this little area, and then we kind of tore it down and started again. And yeah, as you can see here, this, I don't know if any of you guys watched, but Mr. I'm Kibitz, I believe his name is now. I've forgotten what it is, but I was watching him when I first started playing this, and I didn't really know how to build. So this first building here is kind of inspired from his build and things, and then everything else kind of just went off my own after I realized like how to really build and stuff like that. So I kind of liking where it's going and the versatility of it now compared to what it was, just like kind of this similar layouts and things like that. So yeah, if you see anything like that, that's why. But yeah, I haven't watched any stuff in a while, and yeah, anyways, so I suppose I don't really know where to start. I suppose we can start with our main building just here. This is kind of where all our iron comes in here from these 4 nodes just over this way. Plus we then ended up hooking up some extra ones because I needed some more iron. So all this here is our like iron smelting floor. And yeah, that's pretty much this floor here. It goes up to the next floor. Over on this side here we have our copper production. It's getting smelted and split up and smelted some more over here. And then if we come upstairs this way, we can see here, I think I'm turning this one a bit into wire. Yeah, so turning into wire and stuff over this side. And over here I had to kind of expand this again, seeing as we needed more wire and more everything sort of stuff. So it's slowly been expanding ever so vastly and crazily, and you can see it kind of over that way and things, but we'll get there. We'll kind of go floor by floor. I think might be easier, I suppose. And yeah, that's kind of like this copper production and things. There's nothing too crazy just over here, but it's like, the basic stuff. So we need it all worked out, and it should all be split evenly so it all flows well and everything. Everything flows into the machines at the correct pace that it needs to, and we're not like underloading or overloading anything on this like level of production, I don't think, because I don't really want to mess things up here, because then it's going to mess things up when we go way up the chain. As you can see here, we have a lot of machines just producing iron plates, and then these ones over here are producing the iron rods. I remember building this, and it was kind of, I thought I would be able to fit it all in there, and I didn't do the math right the first time and needed a lot more machines. So we had to bring them out, extend it all the way out over this way and stuff. So I mean, that was alright. It was an effort and a half. We can go up to this next floor though. Over here we have some of our rods coming up, and our plates as well. Our rods come up over that way and go to that next floor up there, and our plates come up here along with the screws that we can go over and inspect soon enough to make some reinforced plates. So I have this whole floor up here designed out just for reinforced plates. I did this recently shrink the amount of lines and things I had coming across here, because I had the new unlocks and stuff. So why wouldn't you do that, just to condense space and stuff? So yeah, everything's coming over there. We have our steel production, which I'll show you guys in a little bit as well, but some of that's being brought over here. I kind of have a lot of this empty space just here as well, which I kind of need to do something with, but at the same time I like it because, you know, there's a little bit of room around the base at this level anyways, because it gets pretty chaotic over here, as you can see. But yeah, so we have some of our like a steel production starting on this floor. Oh, we're lagging. So we have the rotors and things coming out of this side and this side as well. I think I recently just doubled this, so it used to only be this one side, and then that goes up and across. And then if we come out here, I just have a spare floor just for this wire to come up to just over here. Oh, it's actually iron still. I mean copper. So I'm going to get the copper to come up here and then make another factory and things. I just haven't needed it yet, so I haven't used it. So I just left it blank anyways, and that's in the wrong spot. Let me just break that real quick because I'm going to forget about it next time. Cool. So if we come up here, this is kind of coming towards the topest end of this side. We have our concrete being brought up here. I have it being extended from don't fall under that way, and then there's that's our copper. So I think it comes, okay, so we have one node there, and I believe I have another node just over that way. I'll show you guys in a second where that one is as well. And that's just being brought up here just because I need the space for a bigger project and such. And this is my hub. I have it centralized in the middle, just to find it easier to kind of get to and things, and have most of the things I need around the base and things. Here's a pretty good look at like kind of what we're working with as well. But yeah, I don't have much happening in here. I just got some storage, you know, as either sides, just for some essentials and things that I need if I need to manually craft anything, which at this stage is very rare. I have most things being automatically crafted for me and such, so that's pretty cool. I do enjoy that. As you can see there, that's just some more wire and things being brought up to small, cables, wire. Yeah, that's wire being produced into cables going down over that way for another project. But up here we have our concrete being brought up with our encased beams, steel beams to make the encased industrial beams, which looks like it's full. That's taken a long time. So I have these 3 storage bins full of encased industrial beams. That's been going on for I don't know. I honestly want to say like at least 20 hours that's been going for, and it's just filled up 3 bins. So that's awesome for me anyways. If we come along this way, this one was just there for testing and I just didn't replace it at all. We gotta get back down a few levels because I feel like I skipped one if we come down this way. So we got our industrial, we did look at this just before, our reinforced plates being brought up this way. And can I get up here from now? No, I cannot. I have to go this way. One thing I need to improve on is how I get around this base, because honestly I've probably wasted at least 10 hours of this time not being inefficiently moving around the base, because yep, that's just what I do. So over here we have our steel rods that I mentioned before being brought up and split. I don't think this didn't work really evenly, but I think it worked out pretty well. So it's all flowing through here, and we have these I can't even remember what they're called. Modular frames. There we go. We have these modular frames here. We have all this filled up. They're not really they don't really take that long to craft or anything. So this is all the storage we have of them. I don't really need much more for that. But if we go upstairs, I believe I have a little thing over this way. Yes. So he's going to drop down one because he's skipped 2, so we can come up here. And we have our rotors, and what are these ones called? Yeah, rotors. What was I saying before? I don't know, stators. There we go. Those other things over there were stators, not rotors. But they're being produced just with just some screws and iron rods as well. And then if we come up to this top layer up here, there we go. We have our stators being brought from over there along here and just straight up. being split into 3 constructors that are making our motors. So we have all this here filled up with motors. I don't know why I needed this much, but I did apparently, and this is what we got. So yeah, that's that whole little base here done. It's basically just iron and copper with a bit of concrete in there as well. I suppose we can have a quick look at some... Let's go over this way and we'll have a quick look at our steel production. I don't think I'll jump down because there's not much in the base that isn't really anything crazy. It's just machines and things, but essentially we have our coal being brought from way over there, which I'll show you guys as well. But this is our coal coming across this way and then being split into multiple floors with some iron that's being brought in from way over there. You can kind of see them just off in the distance if I do this, just over that way. So the iron's just being brought along there and then split into the multiple layers there. So I just kind of built its own little steel factory thing, which we probably need to upgrade soonish, I would imagine. But hopefully not anytime soon, because that's another project that needs to be done. But over here we have our screw factory. It was a bit more of an effort than I thought as well. As you can see here, it is just layers upon layers of constructors and smelters and more such, and yeah, it's just a nightmare. I'm just trying to get onto the bottom floor. Here we go. So our bottom floor here is our iron being brought in, and all this here is being fed by just these lines just here. So I've kind of split in this building, split into half. So I've this layer here going to make iron rods, and then the iron rods into screws, and then on top of that iron rods and then screws as well. So I did it that way just because it was a bit easier for me to kind of manage where everything was going. As you can see on the side of the buildings over here, I just kind of took them straight out and then up again, and it was just a lot easier to do it that way than from this side here. I just took them from the outside and took the screws all the way up the top. And this here is just being fed by 2 or 4 of these miners just down that way, and we also have some extra copper as well being brought in from over there. Now our truck station, it isn't that big at the moment. There's only 3 trucks here. I don't really like using trucks. They're good, don't get me wrong, but they just kind of mess up a lot for me. So I think currently at the moment my other 2 trucks are kind of broken and things. So we do have a highway there, you can see. I can show you guys just on here. It is just traveling up around here to this coal station over this way, and then we have this truck here going to this coal station as well. As you can see, we got a lot of stuff happening all the way up this way and things, and there's a broken tractor just in the middle of the map because that glitch is still apparently a thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all that is, and the coal is being brought down over this way and taken down and around over here, as long with the copper and things. So, and yeah, our coal is being brought over this way to be brought up to our coal generators, which we used to use for our main source of power, but since then we have demolished some of it. We used to have some on this bottom floor down this way. That's now gone. This is all we have left currently. As you guys, I suppose I can show you our current wattage and things. So we have a capacity of 4,800 megawatts, and we're currently using about, I don't know, 2.7 2.7, you know, whatever, 2,700 megawatts. So we still have a lot of room to grow, and I'll show you the rest of our power factory. It's kind of a long way away, so we'll get there eventually, probably towards the end. But yeah, this is just the coal that we have just helping produce some of the power. Eventually I'm going to knock this out and then use all this coal here for steel production, which will be awesome. You guys can have a better look at this back end of the base a bit better now too. There's a little highway going up to that coal station, and then that's the coal, that's the iron and copper and things being that way brought along this nice little bridge. What can we go to next? I suppose we can have a look here. This is our oil refinery. This here is being brought over from, again, I'll show you guys in a little bit, but where our other power factory is. It's quite a distance over that way, but essentially just the oil gets brought here. I have a kind of a little loop system just here, so the gets brought in here, it gets split up to make our plastic and our what else are we making with this? Plastic and I've forgotten now. Oh, plastic and rubber. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so our plastic and our rubber is being made with that. We have the 8 refineries per thing, so 8 making plastic, 8 making rubber, and then I kind of have a little section here just being split off and feeding this bit here that gets our fuel. So it does tap into some of the lines, but they're gone. Like this here, it just fills up so quickly that it doesn't matter anyways. Like they don't need to be here, and then it just cycles on to its path originally anyway, so it doesn't really steal anything, but it does at the same time, and it just produces fuel for our quartz trucks that come over this way. So that's a little bit of a ways away. I can show you guys roughly on the map where that is. Hello? Can you go away? So it should be up this way. Yeah. So our quartz truck is all the way up there. It's going to travel a fair bit of a distance. So this is one fuel up station. So it comes here. So I needed fuel here. Otherwise I would have had to take oil from my main my power base and things over there. So it was just easier to do it here because it's already coming here. Both trucks are already coming here. So you can knock off 2 birds with 1 stone. Now our plastic is being used just here to make circuit boards. Can we get up? Thank you. Yeah, just here, as you can see, they're just being used. Oh my god. There's so much stuff moving and things because I just started a new production line, so it's kind of using everything, and the frames are just ridiculous. But yeah, as you can see just here, it's just being split here to make some circuit boards. Nothing too crazy. It should all be working pretty smoothly. I might... Yes, is it all working good? Yeah, it looks like it is. But anyways, that's just being brought there, and then our circuit boards just come down and then up this way to another little part of the base that I will show you momentarily. Now our quartz, as I said before, they just come with these 2 truck stations. They come up and along this way, and then I bring them down here. So this here is our quartz production area. This is the raw quartz being produced into, I don't know, refined quartz, I think they're called. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like this build. It was pretty fun to work on. But yeah, all this here is just being brought straight in. It's just split up evenly. Do I have a jump pad here? So if we come up this way here, you can see some of the madness. Our quartz and things that are just being delivered right now. Actually, as you can see, that's how I've kind of delivered it into the 2 systems, so it can split into 2 lines and things. Now we're not even using half of our refined crystal at the moment, just because of what we have going on here. So this is all to make the crystal oscillators. So we got 1.875 per minute and 4 of them, and I think it's 8 maybe, I think it was, or 6 or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that's all there. As you can see, we have some few extra things. We have some reinforced plates and some wire being brought over. That's just from the other side of the base. Our wire is from that extra little bit just over that way that I showed you, and the reinforced plates are probably coming from our main base over that way as well. Actually, they're being brought from just there, which I didn't show you guys, but we can have a look at that real quick in a moment. And then essentially this is our latest, probably biggest project I believe we worked on, apart from what's upstairs, but I wouldn't really call that a big project. It wasn't really that hard to do. All we did up here was bring all of our crystal oscillators through this way up here. They all get brought up. I'll show you guys from up here what that there looks like. Pretty cool. I really like just watching this. It's so satisfying. I reckon this is the main reason why they called it Satisfactory, because it's satisfying to watch all this stuff. But yeah, this here is where our oscillators come, and our circuit boards that I had showed you guys just before as well. They all come up this way and into our constructors just here, with an alternative computer recipe that only needs circuit boards and oscillators to make 2.5 computers per minute, which is really handy because I would have needed those constructors, the constructors down there. Are that what they're called? Yes. The manufacturers, sorry. I would have needed manufacturers normally to make these, and that would have just been such a hassle. So finding this alternate recipe was really handy. So we just have all of those being brought up this way and produced into these two storage bins. So currently we have, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 400 computers, which should last me a little while. And then I think I'll just show you guys this little reinforced plates area just down here, because it was pretty cool to build. Just in there, so we just got the iron being brought over and these little few levels and things, and then we kind of have it being snuck, being snuck along one of these like support beams that don't necessarily need to be there, which I need to add just there as well, just to make it look a bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much the base at this location anyway. So I'm going to jump over to our power factory and I'll meet you guys when we're there. I was thinking I may as well just show you guys the drive from our base, you know, just a full base tour, and show you guys little bridges and stuff I've made along the way, just in case you cared about that stuff. But that there is our iron supply for our steel production. Just over that way. I wonder, can we, we can go photo mode in this, that's nice. Yeah, so I just want to argue, like, I know 100 hours isn't a crazy amount of time, but at the same time it is. This game's been out for like, I don't know, months now, so I'm sure there are a lot of people with a lot longer playtimes than me, and a lot crazier factories than me as well. Just why we come to this intersection. Up that way is to our courts and things. I won't really show you guys, it's not that interesting, but if we come along this way is towards our power and things like that. But yeah, I just want to know how long you guys have played for, if you guys have played, if you haven't, if you want to, anything around the factory I can improve. I know I want to get to like improving kind of, like the way around the base and things like that. I am going to unlock jetpacks very soon if the game wants to stop freezing on me. This happens every time I get in vehicles. Honestly, my game never has any. There we go, thank you. Like, this game is crazy framey, and I'm on like, I have like an RTX 2070 and like 32 gigs of RAM, and just crazy. And my settings aren't that high, but they're like, I would say medium to low if anything, and I still get this many frames, especially when I'm recording as well. It just does not help at all. But as you can see, just kind of out in the distance is there. That was a pretty cool entrance. That's my power factory, and we are frozen again. Thank you. There we go, we're good. And there's our truck bringing over another lot of oil. I better get out of his way, because when trucks collide in this game, they go flying to outer space for some reason. But yeah, this here is our little bridge. As you guys can probably done before yourselves, that this is kind of where all your oil and things comes from. I wouldn't suggest doing it, well, I mean, the way I did is fine, but it's not the neatest way. And by any means, but yeah, if we come over this way, I can show you guys our little production factory. I could probably do it like that, and then yoink. Thank you. So essentially I just have one line here feeding this entire thing. It is overclocked double, so it's producing 480 per minute, so you only need 240 per floor, I suppose. And then we have, I don't know, 3, 6, 9, 12 of these, I suppose. Is that right? 3, 6. Yeah. So we have 12 of these per floor, so we have 24 in total. These are the fuel generators or something like that. Yeah, fuel generators, and they produce 150. No, they take 150 watts. I don't know how much they produce, but anyways, that's them there. We just have 2 floors of them as well, which is pretty handy. Do we have anything? Yep. There we go. Come up this way, you guys can kind of see it a bit better from over here. And yeah, I did have a little lookout tower there as well. But I'm going to paint the base this color as well, and you get onto that. I just like this kind of material just because it kind of doesn't stand out from the rest of the environment, I suppose, from like a far distance, especially like out in here in the lake in the mist, and it just kind of blends in a little bit, and I think it looks really cool. And it goes really well with the orange as well, I thought, personally. So yeah, I think that might wrap up our 100-hour recap / factory tour there, guys. So if you have enjoyed at any point in time, if you guys watched from episode 1 or just tuned in today, I do really appreciate you guys stopping by. So if you could leave a like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, it really does help me out, keeps me motivated, keeps this factory growing. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Later.